Hey everyone, Hisham here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the most intense, most viewed courtroom moments of all time. You know, those moments where the whole world seemed to stop and stare. We're talking about cases that captivated audiences, sparked outrage, and made history. Get ready to relive the drama, the tension, and the unbelievable twists and turns that had everyone glued to their screens. Let's do it. Welcome to our countdown of the most viewed courtroom moments of all time. These are the moments that captivated audiences and made headlines around the world. Okay, let's be honest, we all know where this one is going. It's 1995 and the O.J. Simpson trial is the biggest thing on television. Charged with the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, the world was absolutely glued to their TVs. The tension in that courtroom? You could cut it with a knife. Everyone was on the edge of their seats wondering if the football star would actually be found guilty. And then, the verdict, not guilty. The world seemed to gasp in unison. This was a moment that transcended sports, it transcended entertainment, it was a cultural earthquake. The image of O.J. holding up his hands, a free man, is forever etched in our minds. Whether you agreed with the verdict or not, there's no denying the sheer power of that moment. It was a collective, did that just happen? Heard around the world. The O.J. Simpson trial wasn't just a trial, it was a spectacle, a media frenzy, and a defining moment in American history. From one global icon to another, we jump to the trial of Michael Jackson. Accused of child molestation, the king of pop's every move was scrutinized by the media and fans alike. Here was a man who built his career on innocence, on bringing joy to children around the world, now facing accusations that shook his image to its core. The courtroom became a stage for a different kind of performance, with Jackson and his legal team fighting to clear his name. The trial was a media circus, with cameras capturing Jackson's every facial expression, every tear, every outburst. The world watched, captivated and horrified, as the details of the allegations unfolded. In the end, Jackson was acquitted on all charges, but the trial took its toll, leaving an undeniable stain on his legacy. The Michael Jackson trial was a stark reminder that even the biggest stars are not immune to the harsh realities of the legal system. It was a fall from grace that played out on a global stage, leaving us all to grapple with the complexities of fame, innocence, and the weight of accusations. Buckle up, guys, because this one is dark. Ted Bundy, the name alone, sends chills down your spine. One of America's most notorious serial killers, Bundy's crimes shocked the nation. And his trial? Just as chilling as the man himself. Bundy's trial was a horrifying glimpse into the mind of a monster. He represented himself, a terrifying spectacle. He relished the attention, often smiling and joking. It was like watching a true crime documentary, but real life. The courtroom became a battleground between good and evil. Despite his charm, the evidence was overwhelming. He was found guilty and sentenced to death. The trial wasn't just about justice, it was about confronting human nature. A reminder that monsters exist, hiding in plain sight. This case, you guys, this one tore families apart. The Casey Anthony trial was one of those cases that gripped the nation, and for good reason. A young mother accused of killing her own daughter, Kaylee? It was a recipe for instant media frenzy. The trial was a roller coaster of emotions, with the prosecution painting Casey as a heartless party girl who would do anything to escape the responsibilities of motherhood. Meanwhile, the defense argued that Kaylee's death was a tragic accident and that Casey was being wrongly accused. And then came the verdict, not guilty. The nation was stunned. How could a jury acquit a mother in the face of such damning evidence? Protests erupted, death threats were made, and the internet exploded with outrage. The Casey Anthony trial was a stark reminder that justice is not always black and white. It was a case that divided families, sparked heated debates, and left a lingering sense of unease long after the verdict was read. Picture this, you're a young American student studying abroad in Italy, living your best life. And then you're accused of murder. That's exactly what happened to Amanda Knox. Accused of killing her roommate Meredith Kircher, Amanda became the center of a media storm. The Italian press painted her as a promiscuous party girl, a she-devil capable of unspeakable violence. The case was complex, the evidence was circumstantial, and the language barrier only added to the confusion. Amanda maintained her innocence throughout the ordeal, but the Italian court found her guilty. She spent 4 years in an Italian prison before her conviction was overturned on appeal. Can you imagine the relief? The absolute disbelief? The Amanda Knox case was a cautionary tale about the perils of international justice, the power of the media, and the importance of fighting for your freedom, even when the odds are stacked against you. Martha Stewart, Queen of Crafts, lifestyle guru, and convicted felon? Yep, you heard that right. In the early 2000s, Martha Stewart was at the height of her career. Her name was synonymous with good taste, elegance, and, well, everything homemade. But then came the insider trading scandal. The world watched in disbelief as Martha Stewart, the epitome of domestic perfection, was accused of using insider information to profit from a stock sale. The trial was a media sensation, with cameras capturing Martha's every move as she navigated the courtroom with her signature blend of grace and steely determination. In the end, Martha was found guilty on charges of conspiracy and obstruction of justice. She was sentenced to 5 months in prison. The Queen of Homemade had fallen from grace. This one, guys, this one is about more than just a trial. It's about social justice. The Rodney King trial was a powder keg of racial tension, police brutality, and the deep-seated inequalities that plagued Los Angeles in the early 1990s. When a video surfaced of Rodney King, a black man being brutally beaten by 4 white police officers, it sent shockwaves across the nation. The images were graphic, disturbing, and, well, impossible to ignore. The trial of the 4 officers became a flashpoint for racial tensions in Los Angeles. The nation held its breath as the verdict was read, not guilty. The acquittal sparked outrage, igniting the LA riots, one of the most destructive periods of civil unrest in American history. Chapter 8, A Love Story Gone Wrong, the Jodi Arias trial. Hold on to your seats, folks, this one's got it all. Love, betrayal, murder, and enough twists to rival a Hollywood thriller. The Jodi Arias trial was a made-for-TV drama, captivating audiences with its salacious details. Jodi Arias was accused of brutally murdering her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. The case was a media frenzy from the start, with its mix of sex, lies, and drama. Jodi, with her ever-changing story, became both a villain and an object of fascination. The trial was a roller coaster of emotions, with Jodi delivering dramatic testimony. She claimed self-defense, alleging that Travis was abusive. The prosecution painted her as a jealous ex who went to extreme lengths. The Jodi Arias trial was a stark reminder that truth is stranger than fiction. It was a case that kept us glued to our screens, wondering until the very end. Chapter 9. Justice for the Silence, the Bill Cosby Sentencing. From America's dad to convicted sex offender, the fall of Bill Cosby was a stunning turn of events that had been a long time coming. For decades, Cosby was a beloved figure, known for his family-friendly comedy and his iconic role as Dr. Huxtable on The Cosby Show. But behind the wholesome facade, a dark truth was lurking. As more and more women came forward with allegations of sexual assault against Cosby, a pattern of abuse began to emerge. The accusations spanned decades, with many of the alleged victims claiming that Cosby had drugged and assaulted them. The trial was a watershed moment for the #MeToo movement, as dozens of women came forward to share their stories of abuse at the hands of a powerful man. Cosby, once a revered figure, was now a pariah, his legacy forever tarnished by the accusations against him. Chapter 10. A turning point in Hollywood, the Harvey Weinstein verdict. The Harvey Weinstein trial wasn't just about one man's crimes, it was about a system that allowed him to thrive for so long. Weinstein, once one of the most powerful producers in Hollywood, was accused of using his position to sexually assault and harass countless women. The allegations against him were shocking, not just for their nature, but for the sheer number of women who came forward. The trial was a landmark moment for the #MeToo movement, as it exposed the dark underbelly of Hollywood and the culture of silence that had protected predators like Weinstein for far too long. It was a victory for survivors of sexual assault and a powerful message that times were changing. The Weinstein verdict was a turning point, not just in Hollywood, but in society as a whole. It was a sign that powerful men were no longer above the law, and that women's voices would finally be heard. That's a wrap. Wow guys, we just went through some of the most intense, most impactful courtroom moments in history. These cases weren't just about legal battles, they were about cultural shifts, social justice, and the power of speaking truth to power. They made us question everything, sparked important conversations, and ultimately, they changed us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more captivating content. And be sure to let me know in the comments which case you found the most shocking, the most heartbreaking, or the most unforgettable. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe.